Hi, my name is Lori. In 1986, I began to have problems with my legs. The right one would just buckle out from under me. To make a long story short, I ended up having 7 surgeries on my right knee. Then in 1999, I lost the use of my legs and was confined to a wheelchair. I had an MRI and a cerebral angiogram, and this confirmed that I had multiple sclerosis. The doctors put me on steroids, which got me out of the wheelchair. But I put on 63 pounds as the result of these drugs. I would wake up at night with terrible back pain. My headaches were terrible and my balance was out of whack. I was put on antidepressants and it helped to control these 2 conditions. In going up and down the stairs, I needed my husband to assist me. The fatigue was overwhelming and I needed a 1 to 2 hour nap every day. My memory was not great. My skin was covered in psoriasis from the drugs that I was on. I was walking, but hanging on to whatever I could to keep from falling. I tried many different things to help my condition, but each time I tried something, it would help for a little while and then would stop working. Then in August of last year came the relapse that I dreaded so much. After a visit with the doctor, his advice to go home and do absolutely nothing, not even knitting, I knew that this time I would stay in my wheelchair rather than do steroids again. It was at this point in my life that I was introduced to the oligomeric proanthocyanidins. I cannot tell you how much this affected my life. It was as if I had never relapsed. The energy boost that I get from OPC is great. The back pain has gone. The numbness in my bladder has gone, which was causing some major problems. My skin is cleared up. When I used to get up from bed, I had to wiggle my feet until I could get the needles and pins out so I could walk. I don't have to do that anymore. I used to have severe muscle spasms, and that's gone. I no longer need the drugs to get me by. My memory is getting better every day. I no longer have to have my husband's support or help to push me up the stairs. Now I go up and down all by myself, and one day I even ran up and down the stairs without holding on to the rail. There are so many other things that have happened to my life since taking the OPCs, but time does not allow me to tell you everything. I just wanted to say that OPC has given me my life back. I look after my house, drive again, entertain my friends more. My life is my own. I give thanks to God for blessing the OPC to my body's use.
Well, my name is Dr. Daryl Fortson. I'm a family practice physician in the Northwest Indiana area. I've been in practice about 8 years now. And I was exposed to OPC through another physician colleague of mine who lives and works in the Washington, D.C. area. And he was telling me about this outstanding nutrient that does a lot of things for people with arthritis, asthma, people with multiple sclerosis, with chronic allergies. Now, I'm traditionally trained as a physician. I'm a board-certified family practice physician, so this was kind of a new foray for me. I usually use traditional, almost always use traditional medications for my patients and traditional treatments. So this wasn't anything that I was particularly used to doing or trying. And I gave it a try with several patients. And one of the first ones was a lady who was in her mid-50s who was on disability and crippled by severe rheumatoid arthritis. She had rheumatoid changes in her hand that were quite disabling, in her knees. She had degenerative arthritis of her neck, of her cervical spine and lumbar spine. So her neck and back were injured from her arthritis. She also had carpal tunnel syndrome, where the nerve that comes through the wrist into the hand was pinched, and she had a lot of problems gripping things and what have you. Plus she had wrist drop, where she couldn't keep her wrists up because of some of the problems that she had coming out of her neck. So she was really debilitated. And she came at one point, we were increasing her pain medications. She was taking steroids. At one point she was taking injections. She had had surgery, and she just wasn't getting any better. and she had come to ask if I would order a mobile device for her, like a scooter, a motor scooter for her to get around in her house and for her to do her shopping and what have you. But in the meantime, I didn't have much else to offer her, so I decided that I would try the OPC. I didn't have anything to lose. About 2 or 3 weeks after, however, she comes to the office. I'm in the office seeing patients, in a room seeing patients, and my nurse calls me out and demands that I come out immediately to see what's going on. So I come out, and I think some patient passed out in my office. Come to find out, here this lady is doing toe touches and back bends. She didn't have her cane. She had left it at home, didn't really even know where it was because she wasn't using it, had lost 12 pounds, and had the unmitigated gall to even start running. But I know that she was moving and doing things better than I had ever seen her in all the time that I had been in practice with her as her physician. And it was about that time that I really started to believe in the power of OPCs, patients with fibromyalgia, for patients with severe asthma, and I continuously saw improvements in all of them. One of them was an asthmatic patient who had a cough that just wouldn't go away. Steroid inhalers didn't work. Oral steroids didn't work. Antihistamines didn't work. Nasal steroids didn't work. Worked her up for a tumor in the bronchus or in the airway somewhere. Nothing would help until I started her on OPC. In fact, I had sent her to Mayo Clinic, and they really didn't have much to offer her until she came back and tried the OPCs. And she hasn't had any problems since. I had another patient who went through a similar rigmarole and didn't get better until they started the OPC. The third person, I finally got wise and just started them before they spent thousands and thousands of dollars. I continue to see patients with rheumatoid arthritis being improved, multiple sclerosis. People note that they have more energy. One of the most curious things is that when you look into antioxidants like vitamin C, vitamin E, you see in the literature that they're used to treat things like macular degeneration, which is a chronic, irreversible retinal disorder where the vision deteriorates in aging. People with diabetic retinopathy or diabetic eyes are also improved somewhat with antioxidants, but I've seen dramatic results with the OPCs. A patient just came into my office last week who is going blind from diabetes. He's blind in one eye, and his vision was severely diminished in the other. In fact, he had had surgery on both eyes, and it's not yet clear whether he's going to be able to retain his vision. But during the time that he was taking his OPCs, his vision dramatically improved. Again, I can't say enough about OPCs. I think for the skeptic, they need to look at the literature and see that it's legitimate, to see that it's well tolerated. I've had good results with my patients, and I take it myself, in fact, and I would recommend it to anyone as both a supplement to help them improve some of the medical conditions that they might have, or to help to maintain their health, because antioxidants are always a good idea for anyone who's concerned about their health.
These stories that you have just witnessed are not unusual stories at all. In fact, they're very representative of the people that have been using the paranthocyanidins in their lives. It's time to take a look. It's time to open up your mind and be able to receive additional information concerning your ability to maintain your own health.
When he answered the phone, he said, "I'm baffled, but I'm pleased. The dysplasia is gone and you no longer need the surgery."
Since starting OPCs, I really feel like I have gotten a lot more energy. I am no longer taking any medication for fibromyalgia.
Since now, I think I have my life back. Personally, I give a big thumbs up to OPCs. I felt better. I could do sports, I could run, I could play outside, I could jump on a trampoline, I could skate. I could do anything.
Because instead of dying from diabetes, I'm now living with diabetes, thanks to the OPCs. And again, the OPCs has made me a better person, a better player, and a better student.
After being on the OPCs for about two weeks, I woke up one morning pain-free.
I just wanted to say that OPC has given me my life back.
Come to find out, here this lady is doing toe touches and back bends. She didn't have her cane, she had left it at home.